I choose you. Beloved one, I want to speak with you about what you see to be a long time ago, and yet it is not. I want to go back 2,000 years when you walked with me because you truly have walked with me. I chose you to walk with me. I chose you before you chose incarnations in that lifetime, as you do with a lot of your friends. You make agreements before you take incarnation, and you say, I'm going to incarnate in such and such a country at such and such a time. And even if you're not in the same geographical location to begin with, you make treks to meet up once again. You come to a new country sometimes, and you wonder, why? Why did I come here? It was to join with friends whom you have known in other lifetimes, friends who are in love with you, and you want that feeling once again of being in love. Not necessarily the romantic love. That is good too, because it takes you out of your small self. But the love which allows yourself to function in a place that says, I am valuable, I have worth, and I am sharing that with my friends, with my true family. And your family is much larger than just the biological family. You have journeyed with certain other ones in other lifetimes, in other geographical areas, other cultures, with other generational teachings. And you have said before the incarnation, let's meet up again, and I will recognize you when I see you, and I will be happy, enjoy to see you, because it will feel that one more piece of the wholeness of me has come together to play. You live in love. That is your true nature. You have descended from a space of love. You have descended into the world, into all the what-ifs, and now you're saying, I want to change. I want something new. I want to feel expansive. In the back of my mind, in my being, I know that this is not all of me. And I want to experience all of me, the love of me, the expansiveness that I know I can be. And if you have chosen ones to journey with you who are knowing their Christ self, then they are going to recognize it in you and can call it forth, and you oftentimes will answer that call because you desire to expand out of the small self. I have chosen you. I have called to you in times past as you reckon time. You have called to me because you felt that there was something more that you wanted to know. You wanted to have the feeling of wholeness, to go through life with a smile on a face and an open heart. It is time now to be happy with the self. Be happy with what you have created. Look in your looking glass and behold the miracle that you have brought together. Know you the miracle of the fineness of the hair? What thought went into making the miracle of a single hair? What is the miracle that allows the nails to grow? They do not stop growing, you know. Even when you release the body, after a while they still have essence of life, and they keep on growing. Strange but true. Celebrate the body. Celebrate the four-footed ones who are your companions, the ones who show you how life can be lived, jumping up and down, racing around, being happy in their skin, being happy to race through the house, and if you have let them out one door, race around and find the other open door and come back in. You see how intelligent they are. If you were to sit down, take a piece of notebook paper and start listing all the creations, all the four-footed ones, the winged ones, the ones that swim in the water, all of the two-footed ones, etc., you would fill notebooks, and these are all your creations. It is a great miracle that you do, but oftentimes you do not even think about it. But how did they come to be created in your reality? It is because you have said that you will have them in your reality. A whole variety of shapes and forms, all descended in the one creative process from which you have come. So when you wonder, why am I here? It is to know that love has chosen you. Love has chosen you to be in form, to be upon our Holy Mother Earth for a period of time, and then come again and again and again to enjoy your creations. Love has chosen you to be its extension. Whenever you wake up in the morning and you say, oh, another day, why am I still here? Know that you are here because love has chosen you to be the extension of love, of divinity, to share it with the brothers and sisters, to live from the Christ self of you, the love of you, and to give love to yourselves, to know that truly you are the most wonderful essence. Love has chosen you. And if you come through experiences in life that do not seem loving, chalk them up to creativity. Do not judge them. Do not judge yourself for saying, well, why did I incarnate in this family? I have a father who is too much into drink. I have a father who is very judgmental. I have a mother who does not love me. I have a mother who is into fear about what will the neighbors think. And all of the time that I was growing up, it was always, be careful what you say and what you do because they are judging you. You have to be perfect. Well, you are already. If love has chosen you, and it is true, love knows perfection. You are that perfection. Even if you do not see it, you are perfection. So whenever you feel that you are up against a stumbling block, or you remember something which happened earlier that did not feel good, I have spoken to you often to live in a place of giving love, for forgiveness, giving love in place of what you feel has been wrong. Now, if you will receive it, you have invited it. No, Jeshua, I didn't invite that abuse. I didn't. I wouldn't. I couldn't. Well, yes, you could. Yes, you would. And yes, you did. You did it in order to know the opposite of it and live from the opposite of it. To live from a place of loving self. It may take a decade, or it may take all of the lifetime, or it may take several lifetimes, because you may repeat the pattern. But eventually you'll come to the place where you'll say, love is who I am. Love has chosen me to be in this place at this time, so it really does not matter what someone else thinks they are doing. I am love, and love is never hurt. Love just keeps on loving. If you know that you are loved, and you are, then you can go out and share it with other ones. You have a smile on the face. You have a smile in the heart. I am love. Love has chosen me, so I respond to that love. And as you respond to it, you find that others, other brothers and sisters, have the opportunity to respond in love. Now, they do not always choose to respond in love because, as we have said many times, this is a free choice planet. But when you realize, make real in your awareness that love has chosen you, everything changes. It has to. Because then you are living in a space that the world does not know, but in a space of your true divinity. I have chosen you. Love has chosen you. You are my disciple. You are my friend, and love is who and what we are. So be it. The long road home. Beloved one, I would speak with you now about the long road home. You have felt for many lifetimes that you were not home, and that you wanted to find home again. You have said to the parents sometimes, and the ones of the older generation, where is home? I want to go home. And they have said to you, well, this is your home right here. Here we are, this is your home. And you have said, no, not this home, but the home that I long for in my heart. The home that I remember and yet cannot quite put it into visualization. And I can't quite find it, but I know there is a home somewhere. You have chosen, and there is no judgment with this. It is a very good thing that you have done. You have chosen to take the long road home. You have chosen to walk everywhere, to see everything, to visit with all of the friends, all of the brothers and sisters who are the light coalesced into a denser vehicle. You have chosen to know every detour, to know every detail, to walk everywhere, and you have chosen to see everything everywhere you go, because you did not want to miss anything. Sometimes you have judged self. After you have been down a road away, you have said, well, it's actually a detour, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm wasting good time doing this, and yet you are wealthier for having chosen to go down the long road. So as I've already said, there is no judgment in this. In fact, if there is judgment, it is to say that it is a good choice to know that everything that you can create and to know how to create your exit out of it does not feel pleasant. You have the inquiring mind. You want to know what else there is, even to the point of, what can I create which is unlike love? So you create situations, and you may know right away that it is not love. It does not feel good. Then you sometimes begin to beat up yourself and say, well, why did I choose this? You chose it so you would know what is down that road and not to have to go down it again. Sometimes you do choose to go down it again, and that is okay, because truly, you never actually make the same choice and have the same experience. Each time you go down what seems to be the same road, you experience it a bit differently. Now, I know that for some of you, what you have grown up with at home has maybe not been all that loving. Know you why you chose that. And you do choose it. You put together a script and a choice. You do this before the incarnation. You choose in broad fashion, not down to little details, but in a broad fashion. What kind of script you will play, what kind of play you are going to be an actor in. I know that many have chosen a bit of a hardship in the biological family and the upbringing, which has been more of a downtrodden rather than an upbringing. Then you have said to yourself, why did this happen to me? You have been told that you have been fashioning that which you have experienced, and then you have questioned, why would I choose such a thing? You have chosen it in order to prove to yourself how strong you are and how strong love is. Because no matter what has happened to you in your growing up years, and in your adult years, no matter what has happened seemingly to you, you have been able to feel the power of love and to give it forth to other ones. You have found mates, you have found the small offspring where your heart is opened, and you have loved them with pure love. Yes, after a while it might get tainted with a bit of worldly judgment of it, but your basic nature and the basic gift that you give is love. That is why you often find yourselves teachers of certain treatises, certain writings, because you know the power of love. You know that ones are hungering and thirsting to be healed in a way of accepting love, of feeling the power of love. That is why you accept the role of teacher, because you know the power of love. You know that no matter what has happened to you in the past, it has only made you more convinced of the power of love. So then you can take the deep breath and say, well, hey, that's good. Okay, I didn't quite see it that way. I thought I was a failure. I thought I did everything wrong. I thought, gee, if I chose all this muck and mire that I've been growing up with and living with, maybe I was too stupid to choose it. But you are never stupid. You chose from the holy self of you that which will bring the awakening to yourself and to others. To feel the power of love, that is why you are attracted to certain writings. It is why you chose certain experiences with when you are going through them. You say, I don't know how I can get through this. I don't think I can get through this. I don't see even a glimmer of light. I don't think I can get through it. And then you come another 5 years, 10 years down the road, you look back and say, doggone it, but I certainly had strength to come through that. It was not easy. No, it was not easy, but the power of love within you has brought you through it. And the power of love within you heals everything. It heals the relationship. It heals the body. It heals everything that you experience. That is the power of who and what you are, because you are love. And you have chosen to know the power of forgiveness, giving love for in place of seeming non-love. There is power in that. Not for the other person. They may never feel any forgiveness. They may actually hold great judgment of self and everyone else, but for you, when you are giving forgiveness and you are in a space of love, the space which heals, and it is never too late for forgiveness. All you have to do is to abide in the simplicity of love. That is why I have chosen to call you the Holy Child, because you are holy and because you are the child. Allow yourself to live the life as the child who gets very excited about everything. Everything is a gift to the innocent child. Everything is something wonderful to be explored, understood, and to be given to another person and to be shared. The little child is very much alive in the innocence. That is truly who you are and what you are. That is why I have called you the Holy Child, because your inheritance, your nature, is one of simplicity, of innocence. As a small child, you come to experience, then later you may question your choice. Why did I choose these parents, this experience? You chose because it is an opportunity to know the power of love. to know your power as love and to abide in that space, no matter what is going on around you, and to give top marks to self, because you have chosen to experiment, to adventure, to experience. You like to know, what can I discover in this day? What can I discover in this day? Maybe I will make a new friend in this day, and you do. Maybe I'll make friends with myself, and where is self? And you get to go deeper into the understanding of what it means to be the divine energy having a human experience. Make the most of it. That is why you have gifted to yourself the human experience, not to worry as separated ego will suggest. Oh, well, you have to worry. You have to worry about the children. You have to worry about the parents. You have to worry about your health, finances. You have to worry about the traffic. There's always something that can be worrying about, or you can choose to be that which you are, and to know deeply for yourself that you are the love which has been sent here by divine order. There has been an order placed before you were born for more love, and you have said, okay, I'll go, and you have. You have come to a place where every one in a while you share love with another one, open, easy love that does not have to be judged. It just is, and it feels good. And in that space, there's healing of everything. Healing of body, healing of emotions, healing of all the experiences that perhaps you judge not to be so wholesome or healing. Maybe even the experience which you had which were abusive and harsh. There is healing in knowing true love, not just human love. Human love comes and goes as you have experienced, but the divine self of you is the love which exists before time and will exist beyond time itself. And that is who you are. And yes, it is possible to know it, to feel it. Take it deeply within the consciousness and rejoice. You are the divine holy child, having the human experience, which includes all the treasures of the long road home. So be it. The short road home. Beloved one, in the previous chapter we talked about the long road home. We talked about how you are very creative and you often will play with choices, with things that seem to be taking you out and away from home, taking the long road to reach home, to come again to the place of recognizing peace within yourself. And as we said, there is no judgment in taking the long road. It is okay. It is a part of the creative process of what you said you want to experiment with, what you want to experience. So therefore, seemingly within the context of time, it is the long road home. Now, in truth, you have never strayed from home. You cannot. It is within you. It is your basic birthright nature. Home. The peace and love of home. We talked about how you make choices to create whatever you think you want to experience or to play with. And all of those choices are okay. They are not being judged. You are the only one, you and the world, who sit in judgment of choices. Your Father, Mother, God does not sit in judgment of any choice that you make. Now, you may feel that you have been taking a long road home and wondering, where is home and how can I get there? This doesn't feel like home and this doesn't feel very good. But that is okay. You will get there. It is from whence you have come. Home, the place of peace and love, and it is a place where truly you always abide, although you may not see it outpictured. In this time, one of the things which is practiced from early on as you were the small one growing up is to judge others, judge yourself, and the parents often will reinforce this by saying, you can do a little bit better, and they seem to judge you. And then you say, well, I thought I was doing okay. So from the very beginning that you were small and you are learning about the world, there is reinforcement of judgment, and you get to live with how that feels. Usually it does not feel all that flexible or open. More and more judgment seems to bring you into a place which feels constrictive. Now we will speak of the short road home. Now, how do you do the short road? It is love, dropping judgments, boundaries, definitions. So, how does love feel? Warm, peaceful, welcoming, all-encompassing. Love is of the heart. And you know when you feel love, when you love, you are brought into the moment, not in the future or the past, but present. Love is being in the moment. It is the natural expression of your being. It is expansive. It is not constricted. It is not in judgment. You feel like everything is okay with the world, at least for a moment or so. Maybe after a while other ideas or thoughts rush in, but when you are in love, in that space of love, everything is okay. And you allow yourself to expand without judgment of self or another one. That is why I always use the human expression of love to try to reach the feeling of the totality of the love that you are. The totality of love cannot be put into words. It is a feeling of the heart. It is a feeling which comes when you are in peace, when you are in the place of meditation where all judgment, all thought is put aside for a while. The mind gets busy with its judgment, but in truth you do not need to be active. You can sit in stillness and allow the body to regenerate, to feed itself in that peace, because oftentimes when the mind is very busy, the body also tightens up. So when you sit in stillness and you allow yourself to relax, to sit for a moment or so with all worries and all concerns aside, you let the body breathe. You let the body expand. You allow the body to just be. It regenerates itself, and you are not quite as tired afterwards. You have regenerated the energy level, and you feel yourself to be renewed, which is one of the beautiful gifts of meditation, of stillness, of sitting in a place which feels expansive. All of you have ones that you admire, ones in your life with whom you feel comfortable. Allow yourself to think about them. Let go of any previous ideas and just be in love with them and see how it feels. It will bring you to a place of peace, a place of healing, a place which truly the body desires, because so often you keep it all wrapped up into where you have to be, what you have to be doing, and all the judgment of self. When you sit in the stillness of the quietness, there is a feeling which pervades every cell of the body and renews it. So give yourself the gift of peace. Give yourself the gift of the short road home. You can do this any time, anywhere, several times a day, once a week, once a day. I would suggest once a day at least. As I have been suggesting to you for some time now, take at least 5 minutes of your day and say, okay, the world will take care of itself for 5 minutes. I'm going to sit here in quietness. And then say to the mind, I'm not going to pay attention to all this shoulds or what I should be doing. I'm going to have quiet time and peace for myself. Then you will ask self at the end of 5 minutes, how do you feel? And self will say, I want more. Then you will probably say, well, I've got to get up and start doing because this is the way the world is. But when you are in the space of love and you look upon another one and your heart melts, you feel okay with yourself and with the other ones, of course. Being in love like that is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and the world, which is so caught up in all the constrictions of what should be and what needs to be and judgments which come with the shoulds. It makes you tired when you take upon yourself all of the shoulds. I know. I experienced that in my lifetime. But then the Father spoke unto me and said, let it all go. You do not have to worry about what your path is. You don't have to worry about your purpose. And you do not have to worry about what is going to happen on tomorrow. You will take care of that when it comes. And I said, yes, but I have to be prepared. In truth, you will be prepared. You do not have to cross bridges before you get there. The blind mind likes to play with, uh-oh, there's a bridge coming up, and I need to cross it and be prepared for it before I get there. Because what will happen if I'm not prepared? I'll probably fall into the water. You will not, so you do not have to worry about that. There are many times also that you try to cross the bridge before you get there, and you think of all the possibilities of what could happen and what you have to do and how you have to think it through. Simplicity is your nature. That again is the short road home, simplicity. Choosing to be easy, to be simple, to know that you are love, and that every problem which presents itself has a solution. Otherwise, it is not a problem. And you will be told, you will know the solution. You will know what to do when you get to it. You have already proved that to yourself in past times when there has been something. You thought, well, this is coming up, and I have to know exactly what to say, how to choose, what to rehearse. I have to rehearse. Well, no, not really. You are already perfect, and the realization of that perfection is again the short road home. You can say for 5 minutes, I am going to abide in my perfection. Yes, for 5 minutes, I am going to abide in my perfection and know that I am perfect. Not as I see myself oftentimes, but as my Father, God, Mother sees me, my Creator. the creative principle in whose image and likeness I have been made. Now, if you are made, and I assure you that you are, in the image and likeness of God, Goddess, all that is, how are you going to improve upon that? You do not need to, in truth. You cannot. Oh, but the mind says, oh yes, I have to improve myself. But if you are already perfect, why spend all the energy trying to perfect that which is already perfect? Does not make any sense, does it? It is only in the mind, and you do not have to go around in circles with the mind unless you want to take the long road home. But the short road home accepts it right away and says, okay, I am perfect. Then the mind gets in there with questions and says, well, remember when you did such and such, but that again is the mind. Truly, it does not matter if another one does not seem to love you, or if you meet ones who find fault with you. That is their perception. The only one who knows the truth of your being is your creative principle, what I have called Father, Mother, and you are created in perfection. Therefore, it is only the mind which is going to pick it apart and send you on a long goose chase to have to take the longer road home. Now, there is no judgment in taking the long road, but there is a bit of judgment that you do because you say, well, that takes a lot of energy. It doesn't feel so good. I like the short road home. I'd like to be in the space where I know I am loved and I am okay. That is truly what you have been searching for all the time. When you are first born as a small ones, unless you bring in your memories of past lifetimes, you are already knowing your perfection. But then as you are trained growing up, the parents will say, well, that's good, but, and there's that but. Those are what I call the goat thoughts, the buts, and you do not have to abide with those. They come up. You get to play with them, but remember that it is what you are doing, playing. The way to take the short road home is to live in the perfection of yourself, to be happy with self. Say, self, are we happy? And if you do not feel happy at that moment, say, okay, how can I make it that I will feel happy? Well, I would be happy if my mate looked with favor upon everything I do. And that is looking to another one. And oftentimes, as you have experienced, the other one is making choices that maybe do not make you happy. But you can be happy within yourself. Is this not true? Yes, that is where true happiness lies. It is within self, seeing the perfection of yourself, and then you are going to see it outpictured in a world more and more. That is what this new time is all about, energy of perfection, seeing perfection in everything. Even though the world may come to you and say, oh, how do you feel about this? Is this perfect? And sometimes you will say, no, it doesn't feel perfect. I want to know home. I want to take the short road home. And what will take you immediately to the heart, to the place of home? The deep breath. It is the first thing you do as the infant, as you choose this individuated life. And the last thing you do with the body is to let go of breath. And the breath will take you home. And beloved one, even in the middle of the long road home, you can do a short road home, and then come back and choose a longer road, which is what you often do anyway. Pure love brings forth pure happiness, being okay with self, because you are taught, directly and indirectly, that you are not perfect, and yet you are. You are taught that you have to live up to certain principles and ideas. My beloveds, you are already perfect. You can take for yourself the happiness of it and put the smile on the face. It is good energy. The short road home is fun. So be it. Staying connected. Let us talk now about how to stay connected to the truth of your being. I know that no matter how well-intentioned you may be and how peaceful it feels when you are connected, often the world will assail you with questions and possible aspects to fear. Then the mind gets very busy trying to defend itself against the perceived dangers or worries. The mind's job is to take all of the pieces and examine them from top to bottom, side to side, back to front, and upside down again. After you have done that, you feel a bit upside down yourself when you go around in circles with the mind. Then you come back, after you get really, really tired, and the heart speaks to you that which you have known from the beginning. Stop. Breathe and love. If you'll remember these three words, stop, breathe, and love, that is the secret. But the mind says, oh, that's too easy. I want something that's really exquisite, very intricate. I want to know more. So then the mind gets very busy, and after a while the body says, stop already, I'm tired. And you stop, and you breathe, and you love. You are coming now, beloved one, into a time. You are already in process with it, a time when everything you've ever believed about self and about others and about the world is changing. You have felt that. You have been reading, you have been seeing on your news media, and you have seen with the conversation with friends that there is a lot which is shifting and changing, and there is a lot yet that you would like to see changing. You are in the midst of a great revolution, and it is not an outside revolution with the brothers and sisters. It is a revolution within yourself, a turning around, not looking outside of yourself longer, but coming to look within. This is a time which is truly going to test all of you have believed about yourself and about the world and about others. You watch your news media and you wonder, how can this be happening? Across the world, even in my neighborhood, how can this be happening? How can ones be so separate from other ones that they can be fighting and trying to destroy their brothers and sisters? How can ones be so into separation that they feel they can do anything to the four-footed ones and feel it does not matter? How can ones feel that they have the power never to be touched by that which they send out into the universe? Know you that whatever you send out, it has come through you already and touches you even before you have sent it out, and it will come back, and you will deal with it when it comes back. However, you have had the first wave of it as you have thought to send it out to someone, the judgment, the feeling, however fleeting it may be, of hatred, of judgment of someone else, and saying, I couldn't be like that. I don't see how they can be like that, and making judgment. I don't want them in my world. Any time you have a feeling or a thought which arises like that, it is already within you, affecting you. This is something you are going to want to really look at, because these times you live in are changing times. These times are pivotal times. These times are making great change in the collective conscience of all who will walk the face of our Holy Mother, the Earth. Moreover, these times are changing, because there is much shifting and changing which is happening. You have prayed, lifetimes you have prayed for heaven on earth, for once to wake up and to be kind to one another. So I say unto you, if you are going to have that kind of outcome, something has to change. And that something is changing. That is the good news. That is the good news that I came to tell you 2,000 years ago, that you never alone, that always you are joined with me in the Father-Mother's love. You are always joined with my mother, whom you have worshipped and adored, and still have a fond place in your heart for her, and she for you. You are joined with all of the saints, all of the wise ones, down through the ages. Why do you think you are so interested in reading what they have to say? You have walked with them. You walk with them again as you read their writing. They come alive to you. Well, yes, but I'm just kind of imagining that, Jeshua. It can't be true. It is true, and hear me well. You measure time in a linear fashion, but in truth, time is always now. That which you can remember and think might have been a long time ago if you can pull it back into your memory or into your present mind. It is right here with you now. These are the times that truly will stretch you, because you have said that you want to move into a new way of being, a new way which is loving, a new way which is creative, a new way which understands truly what is happening from a higher perspective. That is why you study your books. That is why you take various courses and you meet with other ones. You are finding more and more ones who are questioning more and more ones who are believing that there has to be something greater than what you have been taught, something greater than what your religious philosophical orders have said that was the truth of your being. Now you are going to the kingdom within. You have spent enough lifetimes and enough time in this lifetime serving the kingdom outside of you, the kingdom of the world and the kingdom of the mind, which will bring up all kinds of questions you can play with. But remember, you are still playing. Whenever anything gets too heavy for you, remember that you are playing. You are being creative. Stop for a moment and allow the wonderful laughter when you are laughing at yourself. Allow the wonderful laughter to come forth and say, oh, there, I did it again. I was playing with all the heaviness of the world, and I thought I had to solve it. Beloved one, there is a space in between thoughts where the heart can be felt and love can be known. These times are calling out for love. These times are calling out for love of self. It starts there, and it is not what you have been taught, that it is selfish. You have to be selfish with a capital S. You have to love self. You have to understand and say, I am really happy with self. I really like myself before you can like someone else. Because if you are not happy with yourself, you are not going to be happy with others, and you will judge them because you are judging yourself. These times are asking for you to be centered in loving self, loving in the heart, knowing the excitement and the joy of the heart and coming home once again to the acceptance of self. That is so important. If you could see yourselves the way I see you, and you can, you would see the loving heart. You would believe in yourself, and you would know that every decision you've ever made was a good one, because it has brought you to this place of knowing what works and what does not, what feels good and what does not. If you have never tried a different road, you would not know what was down that road, would you? You have never made a wrong decision. You have made decisions, and they have gifted you. Sometimes you liked the gift, and sometimes you did not. You are wealthy because of all the choices you have made. One of the most beautiful ways to stay connected with the heart is what I have been asking you to do for a while now. To take at least 5 minutes every morning to visualize the Christ of you, the loving self of you. 5 minutes of just breathing and believing in yourself. Yes, I know that in the beginning you are going to say, well, Jeshua, I've got too much to do. I have to figure out what to wear, and I have to figure out what I'm going to say to this person. I have to figure out how to get where I'm supposed to go for this meeting. You know, I don't have my homework finished. Take the 5 minutes just to breathe. Take the 5 minutes just to sit. If the mind has to be busy, find yourself a picture that you can look at. Let the eyes go soft and lose yourself in the picture. Allow yourself to sit for 5 minutes and enjoy. If you like music, put on a piece of music for 5 minutes. Allow yourself to get outside of the world and inside yourself for 5 minutes every morning. And while you are there, speak to me. While you are there, listen, because I just might answer you. This is a time when you will want to stay connected, when you will want to stay connected to each other. If you are going through something, reach out to the others and say, I'm really confused, I am hurting, I don't really understand what's going on, and I don't know how to be. What would you share with me? These are times of upheaval. That is because you are bringing about a new age, as it is called, a new consciousness, a new way of looking at everything, and in order to do that, you have to have the upheaval of the old. It is the same as when you are planting a garden. What do you do first? You upheave all the soil. You make it so that you can plant new. You do not put the seeds on top of the weeds and grass, but you dig up the soil. You make a place for the new seeds to grow. And that is what is happening right now. Everything is being upheaved so that there can be a new planting. And the new planting is happening. The new shoots are coming forth, and you are the ones who are tending the new shoots, the new consciousness of acceptance of love. It does not matter when you take your 5 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Stay connected to the higher self of you. Stay connected to the love self of you, and the first thing that you do in that 5 minutes is to say, I love myself because you are lovable. You are lovable, and I love you. If you think that no one else loves you, remember that one Jeshua, one Jesus, however you want to call me, loves you with an everlasting love. It has been decreed from before time began and will exist beyond the purpose of time. Always and forever I love that which you are. Always and forever we are connected at the heart. Stop. Breathe. Love. So be it. The expanded reality. Beloved one, now we're going to be having some fun. We're going to speak of something which is mind expanding. Something will also allow the heart to open and resonate. We are going to speak of something that your scientists, the ones who study the heavens and sky, have been finding out, that the universe is expanding. Moreover, they have studied the various galaxies within the universe, and they are finding that the galaxies do not stay in one position, but they are moving and expanding as the whole universe is expanding. Furthermore, they have found ways to measure how much the various galaxies are moving. Now, for the most part, you are very busy in your own spheres right here. You do not give too much thought as to what is out there, even to what is happening with the brilliant star in your galaxy. Stop for a moment and think how wondrous it is that you are here as a point of intelligence and you know about your star. You know that your star is one among many in what is called the Milky Way galaxy, the galaxy where you are. Think how tremendous this is, that there are a point of intelligence right here, yet at any moment you can expand your understanding to know that your sun is a brilliant star. Not the brightest in the Milky Way, but it serves a good purpose. It keeps you warm and allows the crops to grow. It is one star among many in your galaxy. Think how huge that is. Stop for a moment and take in that which it means. You have not only created a star around which your planet is revolving, but you get to change everything with the seasons as Holy Mother Earth turns as she circles a star. Now think of the other planets, think of the other stars in the galaxy, and then recognize that this galaxy is not the only galaxy. How huge this is. From one point of intelligence, as you are here now, using what is called the imagination, you take in what this must mean just in a small measure. There are many galaxies, and within each galaxy there are many suns. Around the many suns there are planets going around in their order, and here you are. You have created it all. It is within your reality. It is within your reality, lowercase r, as we speak of it. It is within your reality, capital R, because again it comes from the reality source which you are. Now that is great, is it not, to be here and contemplate that which you can create, that which you have created, and that which you can begin to sort of maybe understand a bit. Now your scientists have been studying the galaxies because they want to know what a galaxy is, how many stars are in galaxies. They have devised how to measure, how to see, how to study this. Because at first, when you were the shepherd, and you were sitting in your field watching your flocks by night, you studied the heavens, and you could see the most brilliant stars. You watched the seasons change, and you saw that the star positions changed. As time went by, you wanted to know more about it. Therefore you asked of the brothers and sisters, "Make for me some means that I can see a little farther, a little more clearly, a little more of what must be up there." So over time, all of you working together have brought forth the technology so that you can now see, standing here on Holy Mother Earth, what is out there almost as far as you can imagine. Then you said, what would it be like to be out amongst some of these star formations? And you have set out mechanical beings such as your science fiction tells about. And by the way, where does your science fiction come from? It comes from you. It comes from your imagination of stepping one further step out and saying, what if? Your scientists now, because they can measure the movement of the galaxy themselves, not only just the stars, but also the galaxies themselves, are predicting that if everything stays its course, within 3 to 4 billion years, the Andromeda Galaxy is going to intersect with the Milky Way Galaxy, and that's going to be quite a show. It is predicted that within 3 to 4 billion years, closer to 4 billion, they are going to intersect, and within 6 billion years, the two galaxies will merge into one, bringing all the star formations and all the planets that are in rotation around them into a new course because of the gravitational pull of the different star systems. And with the dark matter that your scientists have yet to understand, the gravitational force is going to be working on the two galaxies as they intersect. Now you say, what does that have to do with me? I'm probably not going to be around in 6 billion years or even 3 or 4 billion. I can't even imagine how far out there that has to be. But I say to you right now, because all time is now. It is happening right now. And that which you are understanding your scientists to say is happening, and your intelligence is there right now. Your intelligence is right there in the Andromeda Galaxy as well as in the Milky Way Galaxy. Why? Because there is only one extension of the creative principle. There is only one intelligence, capital I, and that is you. Now, before separated ego gets carried away and says, well, it can't really be me, I don't know even half of this. Come with me. You are much more. This is the message. You are much more than you've thought yourself to be. You are not separate from your intelligence, and you are not separate from what seems to be billions of years away. There is you at this moment living in the Andromeda Galaxy. It is expanding thought. In your next meditation, I would invite you to speak to the intelligence of you, which is you upon a body in the Andromeda Galaxy, and say, hey, I hear that in a certain amount of time I'm going to meet up with you, because you are, and because time is always now. It can be even tomorrow. The revelation I want you to take away from this message is how great you are. Not just a little speck of dust that you see yourself to be hurrying around, trying to get somewhere on time, trying to get all the things done that need to be done. You are much more than that. You do not recognize it for the most part, but you can. But you will not blow all the circuits as you sit in meditation and expand your receptivity to take in more of yourself. Ones have asked, if I really hook up with who I am, and I am somewhere else far, far away in a star system far, far away, is that going to impact what I am doing here? Yes and no. You will still be waking up in the morning, and you will still be eating breakfast, drinking a coffee or tea, mocha or latte or whatever. You are still going to be doing that which you have planned for the day, unless, of course, it gets changed. You are still going to be carrying on with the routine, but you are going to have a new way of looking at it. What you'll be seeing is how great the intelligence, the capital I, has to be if all of this has been created, if all of this does exist within what? Within a tiny bubble of reality, and that is how great you are. You have a very specific focus upon the body, upon the mind, upon that which you think you have to do to finish what you have planned for the day. You have the most miraculous focusing ability to keep on keeping on. You have examples in this day and time of your friends, ones you have known, who have released the focus upon the body, and they've moved to what you would call the other side of the veil. We have spoken to you in previous times that the veil is becoming thinner and thinner all the time, and there will come a time when you will be able to have conversations with them. You are going to be able to feel them, and that will come first, and then you will be able to see them. Will I recognize them? Yes, you will recognize them. There will be an energy about them that you recognize, and there will be loving coming together, a welcoming, because your heart yearns for them. Now I ask you, why does your heart yearn for them? Why do you want to see certain loved ones again? Because truly you are joined in love. You are one in the space of love. There have been ones in your life where you have been very, very close, and you have been loved them as your own being. And it is true, they are your own being. You are not separate from anything at all, and you are not separate from anyone or anything which you have loved. You always have that love, no matter if a person is four-footed ones or any other example which allows the heart to open. You have focus, very specific focus. And I have spoken to you many times that it is a miracle that you do to keep the focus so specific to say, well, this is me. I am here. These are my friends. These are the walls, and this is all the house. While shutting out all the allness, all the greatness that we've just spoken about. And yet in a moment you can bring that back with a thought. It is a miracle what you do, and for the most part you do not focus on the miracle. You focus on what might be lacking. What might you have said that could have been said better, or what you should have done, where you should have not gone, etc. You focus on all the things that seem to be not quite perfect, endeavoring to make them perfect, and in truth, they already are. It takes only the change of focus, which we have talked about many times, the change of focus to come back to the heart, back to the place which knows. Not the mind. The mind loves to play and to send you on a great adventure, treks, journeys, different places to the point where you say, stop already, I'm tired. Then the heart speaks. And what does the heart say? The heart speaks true. It speaks of love. It says you are loved. Everything you have ever thought you did, what others may have done, really did not happen. Wow. How can you say that? It really didn't happen. Because it really did not happen. It happened in your mind. You made it up. The wonderful part of that is, if you made it up, you can change it. You can go back at any time. Hear this well. You can go back at any time and rewrite your history. You can go back and change that which you said, that which they said, that which seems in your memory. This is what I think they said. This is what I think they did. But you know, that's all in the past. I can change that, and you can. These are not just flowery words. This is the truth of your being. You are the creator right here in this point of focus. You are creating that which you experience. You are interpreting that which you experience, and oftentimes your interpretation is false. You can put it behind you. There's a very famous saying that you have in your holy book where I said unto Satan, get thee behind me. I'm done with you. Get behind me, and that is the past I am walking on. It was not so much that Satan had to get behind me, but that I was walking away from the possibility that there could be something wrong. Nothing is ever wrong. No one ever does or says something wrong to you, but you interpret it as if they do. And a lot of time, because of past inclination, you say, well, that wasn't so good. I don't like that. Or you say, hey, that's really good. I want more of that. It all comes down to the interpretation, and that can vary not only from lifetime to lifetime, but even from day to day as to how you see something. Something can happen, and one day you'll say, oh, gee, I wish that hadn't happened. I really don't like that. But the next day you say, oh, yeah, well, that fits in, okay. And then it makes more sense. You are a powerful creator. That is a point I am making. You are more powerful than you've ever recognized yourself to be. You think that you are a separate point of intelligence, separate from everything else, but you are not. You are the intelligence of the universe. You've heard that said, but what does it mean? You are the intelligence that recognizes that you are more vast than what you have ever thought yourself to be. Okay, your Andromeda Galaxy is on a collision course with the Milky Way Galaxy. Wow, but what does that have to do with me? Everything. Everything. It has to do with all that you are, because it brings clearly to your recognition the power that you must be in order to create and to acknowledge that there could be such a thing as two galaxies. And there are more than two, and you are very much the creator of that which you take into your reality. You are very much the creator of all that plays in your mind, in your reality. Now, are there other realities that do not experience the possibility of galaxies colliding or merging? Of course. There are other realities that do not have within the imaginative force the idea of galaxies or stars. There are other realities that flow like liquid crystal. We have spoken of that at other times, and sometimes it feels a little different than what you may have made as the flesh and bones of the body, and yet it has intelligence. And it is as much an aspect of intelligence as you are. You have known and will know other forms of intelligence of beings. That is what this message is all about. It is to expand your mind to the place where it asks for verification from the heart. Is this true? And the heart says, yes, it is true. It is time now for you to awaken to more of what you are, not only who you are. We have spoken other times of the various personalities that you have played as you would be upon the stage, and you are in a certain scripting. You have been the various whos. Now you are looking at your creation, what you create, what you play with as ideas in the mind, and the power that you have to put yourself forward into an aspect where you can imagine a time 3 to 4 billion years from now, when the galaxies come together. You are the one who is writing the script. Is it going to be a great collision? Is it going to be not destroying everything it has ever been? It could be. Probably not. Love does not write a script quite like that. A melding of the two is more likely. Play with that in your next meditation. What would it look like to see two galaxies with millions of stars, millions of solar systems coming together? Well, it depends, does it not? If you want an action movie, wow, that would have to some script. Or if you want a movie where everything happens in peace and order, you can have that. And in truth, you do not have to choose because you can have it all. You live in an ever-expanding reality. So be it. The consciousness of the initiate. I would speak with you now about the consciousness of the initiate. You are the initiate, the one who is seeking, the one who wants to find. There is a certain feeling of excitement which comes with being the initiate. You want to know everything there is to experience in life. Now, as we have spoken many times, this lifetime is an extension of what you have experienced here and on other planetary bodies. For this is not your first lifetime here on Holy Mother Earth, and it is not your first lifetime as you would characterize a lifetime in expression. You have known lifetimes on Holy Mother Earth as the small beings, as the large beings, all that you can imagine to be animate or inanimate. And you have experienced other planetary bodies and other star constellations as well, because you have wanted to know, where can I go? How can I be? How will it feel? What questions will I ask of myself, and if there are others, what will I ask of them? So you have come what you would see to be a long journey. You have fashioned for yourself many experiences, and you are keeping adding to those experiences. As the one who is seeking, you are sitting with wealth of experiences from other lifetimes, as you call a certain segment of expression. Other lifetimes where you have been in what you would call now unfamiliar territory, and yet at the time it was familiar because you were creating it as you are creating this lifetime. You have experienced and you have expressed. That is the nature of divinity. to always be going forward and experience and express all of divinity in every creative way that you can imagine in any one time and outside of time. Now, that is very hard to understand as you work within this paradigm that is so governed by time. But in truth, you have known timelessness, where you have known yourself just to be. There are times, and if you will pardon the pun, in this lifetime, when you are in meditation, when you are taking yourself out of time, when you feel yourself to be no longer governed by time. Then you come back to this experience and you see that perhaps 25 or 35 minutes have passed. If you are very lucky, perhaps a whole hour passed, and you have not had an interruption which brought you back. And during that time you were timeless. You knew the expansiveness of just being. This is why I say to you many times to please spend some time each day in quietness, in meditation, even if it is just for 5 minutes, because if you experience a very deep satisfaction in the 5 minutes, you're going to want to have 10 or 15. And you will find, much to your surprise, that you get as much done in that day as you would if you went rushing around, not taking the 10 or 15 minutes. You are the makers of time. You are the ones who put it forth. You are the ones who expand it. You are the ones who contract it from time to time. You are the ones who get in the vehicle with only 10 minutes to get to a place which is going to require 20 minutes to get there. And for some reason you get there in 10 minutes and you wonder, how did that happen? The next time that happens to you, stop and think and realize. Make real in your awareness that you are the creator of time. On a day when you find that you have too many things to do in that day, and there's no way to think you are going to fit everything in, stop for a moment. Breathe, and expand the time so that you'll get everything done smoothly without the feeling of tension, the feeling that you have to run everywhere. You know the feeling of having 10 things on the mind at once, and you forget 9 of them. Sometimes you laugh about it if you remember even one of them. The initiate is looking for, searching for, meaning, wanting to know the meaning of life. Why am I here, and who am I? When the initiate comes to the consciousness of realizing that the answer to everything is love, there is great laughter, a great relief, and a great freedom. The world speaks at, there is so much that you have to be doing. You have to know this, you have to know that, you have to be here, you have to be there. And you have to have it all done yesterday. And yet you know that the answer is to be at peace. Everything. You have experienced this. Everything will get done in its own timing, even if there does not seem to be enough time to do things. Everything that needs to be done will be done. And it is much easier to do it in love. No matter what you have to do as you approach it in a playful manner, it becomes easier to do. It may be the same question, maybe the same people, maybe the same old ritual that has to be undertaken, but as you will approach it in a new way of looking at it, in a way that says, this doesn't have to be hard. I'm going to try it a new way. I'm going to try smiling my way through it. There is the most wondrous thing which happens. As you go through a day smiling, one's first of all wonder, what does she know that I don't know? Why is he smiling? Why does she love? How can he or she be so sure that he can be nice to another person and he won't run out of niceness? Also, there will be enough of it to give. You have experienced for yourself that the more you give, the more it is replenished, because truly it flows through you. The consciousness of the initiate is one of seeking, and yet one of knowing that he or she has found. The consciousness of the initiate says, I want to know. I want to experience the ease of life. I want to experience who I really am. I want to play on this playground that sometimes feel that it is broken glass all over it and it will be treacherous. And yet I want to know that the broken glass is like rubber and it will not hurt me. I want to know that this is truly a playground. When the consciousness of the initiate comes to a certain place of acceptance, knowing that there is only one answer to any question, love, the initiate becomes the master. You are the master. You have come here once again to play, to discover. And that is all that is happening. You are rediscovering that which you have already known. You are rediscovering that life does not have to be difficult. You are rediscovering that there is only one answer, and it is very easy to be in love. It is time now to be aware of the consciousness of the initiate which you are, seeking to know new adventures, new experiences in this lifetime. And acknowledge the Master who is found and remembered, for truly you are both the initiate and the Master in love. So be it. The true nature of meditation. Beloved one, I would speak with you now about what is called meditation. There is not a day that goes by that you do not spend some time in meditation, for there are various stages of what you would call meditation. If it be only taking a moment as you pause in the first moment of your morning to see the beauty of the light which comes with each dawn, as you pause and reflect upon the holy child that you see in the mirror, as you allow yourself to relax and to breathe in deeply of the breath of the holy living spirit that you are, those are instants of meditation. It does not have to be what you would see as a ritual of sitting in a certain posture, or sitting for a certain length of time, lighting a candle or having incense. All of these are beautiful additions to meditations, and they are beautiful ways of bringing one's focus to the connection of the spirit that you are, and the love that you are, but they are not meditation. In each moment of your timing, practice the presence of knowing that you are God. In every activity that you would do, pause for a moment and ask, who is doing this activity? Who is breathing? Who is moving? Who is touching? Be very present with whatever you are doing and know that the presence is the life of God upon this plane. When you behold another and you smile at them in greeting, pause and ask yourself, who is smiling? And know that it is your Heavenly Father expressing upon this plane as you. You are living the life of your Heavenly Father upon this plane. Each step that you take is a step that He takes. Each smile that you exchange with another one is the smile of love of the Heavenly Father. In each moment, practice the presence of God. Practice the presence of love of who you are. Acknowledge the presence of joy that you are in the very notes of the song that you sing, whether it be seen as singing or whether it is seen as laughter, or whatever it be seen as a message of love for another, of support for another. For one who may be going through an experience, and you extend unto them your hand, your shoulder to cry upon, your smile to encourage them, to say unto them, I see, but I see a grander vision, and I know we are children of the one God. You are the child of our Heavenly Father, and He does not forsake you. Practice the presence of God in every moment, for you live the life of our Heavenly Father, Mother upon this plane. When you take for yourself quiet moments called prayer, called meditation, start with the breath, with being very present with the breath. Breathe in the golden white light that you are. Contemplate the breath. Feel the energy that you are blending with each in-breath. Feel the love that you are expressing with the release of each out-breath, becoming one with the breath. Contemplate the nature of God. Think about what you have felt God to be, what you have been taught. Go through the ideas, because you will be the concepts that you have gathered unto yourself upon your journey, but know that these are concepts. They are not God. They are ideas about God. Contemplate the concept of Father, our Heavenly Father. How does that change in concept? Contemplate the words, ideas, until there are no words or concepts. There is just a feeling of peace, the feeling of unlimitedness, the feeling of joy, the feeling of release. For that takes you what we will call the next step in meditation, the place of communion, where you have gone beyond words and concepts and ideas, and you have come unto the place where you experience communion with the one that you are. There is a deep, abiding peace, the feeling of being in the flow of the energy that you are. You are abiding at that moment in the place of heart. Abide in the heart and listen. The still small voice of which I have spoken can be heard in that place. It cannot be heard in the roar and din of the world, in all the activities that mankind loves to surround himself with. It is heard in the quietness and in the peace of what you would term prayer or meditation, in the communion with the one that you are. It is returning unto the place of awareness of who you are. It is not that you have to search and seek for something that is lost, for it has never been lost. It is within you and has always been within you, because it is you. God has found you. It is not that you have to search for God. God has already found you. In the times of quietness and what we have called the first stage of the contemplative meditation, say unto your Heavenly Father, Mother, I am here. You have found me, and I have found you. Start with the feeling of being found, for truly you have never been lost. Your Father has found you, and as you would see it, a long time ago, because you were never lost. In that place of communion there will be a flow of love which you will feel. There may be a word, there may be a message, there may be a release, or there may just be the feeling of peace. It will not come with a great fanfare, it will be the still small voice. It comes in many ways. It may come as just a sigh, as the deep breath that says unto the body, all is well. For truly all is well. You are loved with an everlasting love, and you have never been lost. Abiding in that place of communion, bring that then with you into all your activities of the day and of the evening, and know that the place wherein you stand is holy ground. For wherever you are in communion with God, and God is there. Always you are within the arms of the everlasting love that you are. You cannot be apart from the love that you are. It is only in what you would see as the focus of attention, where you momentarily put your focus upon something else, that you would feel yourself to be separated, and yet you are never apart. Wherever you are the God of your being. You are your Heavenly Father's child. In what is known as contemplative meditation, you may take the flame of a candle or the fruits of the field, anything that would be in front of you, and contemplate it to know its nature. And you will know your own nature. You will see the Christ in an apple. You will see the Christ in such a thing as an ant. You will see the Christ in a bird, in your brother, and your sister, and truly, you could not behold the Christ in anything that you would see as being outside of yourself, if you were not already that yourself. You are the Christ incarnate expressing. Abiding in the stillness of what we have termed the contemplative meditation will lead you from the place of the mind to the place of the heart, where the feeling of peace resides, where the love that you are is known. That is the place of communion with the oneness that you are. From the place of communion, there are those who have experienced conscious oneness with what has been called God or the creative principle. They have realized the oneness of all and have known themselves consciously to abide as the unlimited light that we are. This has happened in your history for some that you have known as masters and as saviors, ones that you would tend to put above you to exalt and to worship. But it has also happened for ones that you would see as your brothers and sisters who were leading everyday lives, and it would happen for them maybe once or twice in a lifetime. But I say unto you, there is a grand awakening upon this plane where the conscious oneness which has been known as you would see it in your history, and has been known by only a few, is now being known by many, and will not just be once in a lifetime occurrence. It will be the place where you abide, the place where you come, and yet you do not leave it. The place you come out to share with others the light that they are as well. You will have the awareness, the conscious awareness of the love that you are, the very dynamic wholeness of the love that you are, the very energy that you are. And you will share it with others in such a fashion that they will be ignited, turned on, I think the world calls it. Beloved ones, truly you are the light of the world. Let your light shine with an effulgence that is so brilliant that others will ask you, well, what secret do you know? And you will share with them the secret, and yet it is not a secret of being very present in every moment, of walking this dream as I have called it awake. Not asleep as so many times you have done before, but walking this dream in a state of wakefulness, in a state of realization of the light that you are. Truly, you are beautiful. The love that you are is unlimited. It is unbounded. Even you in your moments of despair cannot diminish it. You cannot change it. You cannot alter it. You are the light of the world. Meditate upon the truth of your being. Practice the presence of who and what you are. The Holy One, the light of the world. So be it. Gentle is the voice of love. Beloved one, I know that the world calls to you and is very insistent. It demands your attention. The world will always ask for your attention, but you have choice whether you will abide in the world and in the complexities of the world, or whether you will come home. You have choice to abide in peace, to take the deep breath, and to come home once again. Whenever you come home, even for a moment or so, and you feel the peace, you allow everything around you to come to a place of peace as well. All the cells of the body have a chance to expand. Know you that when you are so busy running around meeting all the deadlines that the cells of the body will constrict, you find yourself perhaps with hands clenched. You feel perhaps the tension of the forehead. You feel all of the body being scrunched up, and yet as you take the one deep breath, it is like magic. It allows you to relax. It allows the circulation of light within the body. Not only the circulation and physicality, such as the blood vessels and everything which is happening with the organs of the body, but allows the spiritual self of you to expand, and you come to a place that truly the world does not know. The world will tell you that everything is going to a very hot place in a handbasket. But you do not have to. That is the good news. That is the news that I came to bring, my gospel, the good news, to tell you that you do not have to abide in that the world will dictate. In the world, as you have seen, you will have wars and rumors of war, always conflict going on so far. But that is changing. There have been enough of you who have remembered at least a tiny bit of peace. You have searched for it. You have been yearning for it all this lifetime and many other lifetimes as well. And this is not the first lifetime that you have wanted to awaken and to abide in peace and to love others and have others see the divinity in you when sometimes you do not see it in yourself. This is not the first lifetime that you have had a suggestion within self that has said, there must be something more. With that questioning, you have set out on a journey to find the more, to remember all that you are. I love that which you are, for I know that which you are. It is the same as what I am. It is the same as all the qualities that have been given to me and written about as being so miraculous. Those are your qualities as well, because there is no separation in the one that we are. So you can go freely and be in joy because you have done all the suffering you ever need to do. You are the creator of your universe and the creator of the ones that you invite into your universe to play with and to struggle with. You are the creator. If you do not like what you are creating, there is absolutely no one and no thing that will keep you from changing it. From being in suffering to love and loving everyone, seeing the Christ of them, seeing the best of them and seeing the best of yourself. When you look at another one and you have judgment at that one, where does that judgment come from? It comes from within you, within your mind, and then seemingly outpictures somewhere in someone else. Well, they are doing X, Y, and Z, but it is actually your projection as to what you see out there. As you become easier with yourself, not judging self and finding fault, which has been a habit taught to you by many generations, as you become easier with yourself and you know truly that I am the extension of the one source. I am love, only true love. Then you begin to see more love in your world. You have to, because you are living and swimming in that pool. You are swimming in the pool of love, because that is what you are projecting. That is what you are seeing, because you know that the one source, Father, Mother, God, Goddess, all that is the one source, allows you as you choose to see whatever you choose and to be in whatever space you think you're in. You have perfect freedom. So if you have perfect freedom, why abide in constriction any longer in a place that does not feel good? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not quite that good. I haven't really read all the books that I need to read. There's a whole series of books on the bookshelf, and I know that if I read every one of those books and really meditated and studied them, then I would be closer to being perfect. Want to bet? You would probably end up putting yourself to sleep several times. You are already perfect, and that is the point. You are already that which you have always been, the extension of the one source divine. As you will allow yourself to take that in, even a little bit of it, you begin to see the world a little differently. As you look at the world sometimes, you wonder, where are these other people coming from? Why do they say and do what they do? They are in a place where they have been told that they are not perfect, that they are not good enough, that they have to keep trying, and even if they do, they probably will not make it. When one lives with a certain verdict like that over his head, it is not a happy place to be. And they are not going to be happy co-workers either. They are not going to see the best in you. They are not going to see the best in all of the others around because they do not know it within themselves. So what you can do is to see the Christ of them. You see their potential. You see what maybe they do not yet see, how good and truly perfect they are. How would it be if you were told that everything you have ever chosen to do has been in perfect order to bring you to this place where you are right now? It would feel really good, and it is true. Everything you have created, every pile of debris, manure that you have climbed up over and through, has brought you to this place right now. So therefore, maybe that pile of manure was actually fertilizer. It was actually the nutrients that allowed you to grow as the plants and the flowers do. Perhaps all of those struggles in this lifetime and other lifetimes have brought you to a most divine, beneficial place where you can say, I have overcome everything which was seemingly presented to me. Now, truly, you have invited it, and you have created it. And not because you have failed, not because you have sinned. That word has been overused. You have never sinned. You have made choices, and you have lived with the effects of those choices, and sometimes you have judged those effects to be unpleasant. When you find the place where you know that you can be free, that you can express the love that you are, the divinity that you are, there is such peace that ones around you can feel it. Ones around you feel the peace and they want to be near you because they hope it is going to spread over to them as well, and it does. Your peace always goes before you. Your peace always goes and touches other ones. They want to know the love that you have for them. You are coming to a place of understanding that all there is truly is love. All other effects are just coverings that have covered up the love. The more you are accepting of love, the more love you will find. Love is very gentle. Love awaits an invitation. Love says, I'm going to always be here. You can do whatever you need to do in the world, and then you can come back to me because I will always be here. Love awaits, abides forever. It is your true nature. So you can take what you see to be thousands of years of time, and you can go as the great warrior in separation where you feel you can be as nasty and as mean to other ones as you want to, and it really will not touch you. I am the strong one, and nobody is going to overcome me. And you have lived that lifetime. Sometimes you even get into the space once in a while now, but only for a short time. And then you come back to what feels really good, not the power of the world, which is conflicting. The power of the world changes, and you ask, what happened? I thought I had the secret. I thought I knew how to stay in power. Your leaders, so-called, find this to be true. They want the power. They feel that they know how to lead. Then they get in a position where they can lead, and what do? They retreat. Your leaders nowadays do not lead. Do you ever see your leaders out there on the battlefield? They do not lead, they send. But you can lead by example. There are many sincere ones who do want to lead by example. They try very hard to put forward what they feel deep within their soul, love. They try to put it forward, and they find that yet so far the world does not seem to understand it. But the good news is, there is energy that you have invited to be with you now to allow love, to allow visioning of a better way of life. All of your brothers and sisters who seem to be suffering truly want to be in a place of knowing that they are okay, that they are good enough, that they will be taken care of, that they are powerful in the love that they are. The collective consciousness is evolving to a place of wanting to know peace. What you see happening now on the world stage is very much the ending of the old way of thinking. Now, it may take some time. It may take the rest of your lifetime or not. Nothing is written in stone and concrete. Everything is malleable. Everything is changeable. Even the ones who see everything that is wrong still hold hope. And where there is hope, there will be a new vision. And truly, you do have hope. You have hope that things will get better, and I am to tell you that, yes, they are getting better. Maybe in small increments, maybe in leaps and bounds from time to time, where there is a aha moment, where someone all of a sudden will realize, I have a choice. I don't have to live this way. I have choice to accept myself and how beautiful I am. Because you are. I have choice to see the beauty in another one standing before me. I have choice. With that seemingly small change in perspective that you have choice comes freedom, comes love, love of self. And that is usually the last one, love of others and then love of self. Because if you see it in others, you have to have it within yourself. Otherwise, you would not recognize it in another. You are greatly loved. And your purpose is to extend that love, to be walking, living love to everyone that you see, and to change their lives because you love them. Love is powerful, and that is what I did. And yes, you will say, well, look what happened to you. You ended up on the cross. Yes, but I did not stay there, no. Every cross that you get nailed to, and almost once a week, once a month, you find yourself being crucified. At least it feels like that sometimes. You do not stay there. You come down off the cross after a while, after you have suffered enough. And I will tell you that 1 minute is long enough. Half a minute, 1 second. Let yourself down off that cross. Then go on with your life in joy, in love, for truly, that is all there is, love. It has gotten covered over, as I have said, with some of the fertilizer of the world. But it is still the one and only aspect that is true about you, the love that you are. Love is gentle. Love is kind. Love sees the best in everything. Love lives the life that extends healing to others because love knows that which you are. And love lives even in the world which does not understand it. Love is gentle. Love waits for you. It will wait for you throughout any and all lifetimes. It is what you are. It is your basic energy. And when I speak of love, it is as a clue because all of you at some point in your lifetime have fallen in love with someone or something where you have totally lost yourself in love. And that feeling of love was all that existed for you. Whether with another person, all you could do was think of that other person. I wonder what they're doing now, or I really like to be with that one, or That project, I really love that project. I get so excited about the project, the vision that I have. I'm in love with that vision. I really want to see it manifest. I get so excited. I just forget all of myself, and it didn't matter. The vision is everything that matters. The project that I'm working on, I think about it all the time. And I really am waiting to see how I could get others to work with me on it so I can get this project completed. It's a really good project. I'm excited about it. I really lose myself in this project. That is love as a clue. But the love that you are is bigger, taller, wider, deeper than human love. Human love is a doorway, a clue, a way of getting in touch with the divine love that you are. Lose yourself in love. You know how it felt when you met this most wonderful one, and you thought it would be so great to spend time with her. She's so beautiful. He is so loving. You forget yourself because you are thinking of the other person. You lose all sense of small self, and you move into an expanded space of love. And that, as I have said, is just a clue, the tip of the iceberg. There is much more to the divine love that you are, and when you move into the space of even a hint of the power and extent of divine love, you will do everything that I did and more. All these things and more shall ye do, a prophecy. Love is a gift which you have given to yourself from before time began. And after the purpose of time has been fulfilled, love will be there waiting for you as always. After the purpose of time has been fulfilled, I will be there waiting for you, as I wait now for you to be in love with me. Allow yourself to fall in love with someone, with a project, with a vision, with me. Allow yourself to forget small self and come home again. For I wait for you there. So be it. Applying the light within. Beloved ones, these are times right now when there is much of change occurring. You have felt that in your own personal life. You have had questions. You have wondered, what is happening? Why is it happening, and how do I change it? We will speak now about how you change it, because that is the most important next step. You have identified areas where you want to see change. Things in your life where you would have change or you would move forward in something. But the question has always come back to you, how do I do it? Now we will talk about how you do it. I know that the world says you can't change things. There are just certain conditions and you have to live with them. You may not like them. They may be sad. They may be difficult. But you have to live with them and make the best of them. And you will. You will make the best of it, but not the way the world tells you. You will make the best of it by coming back to the beginning of you. By coming back to the beginning of the isness of you, the essence of you, the true being of you. Not what the world defines as you, but the true being of you. You will come back to the place of power again. not as the world defines power, but you will come back to the place of power knowing that you are the creative one. You are the extension of the creative one. You are right here creating this reality and the friends you interact with. This is a certain, I will call it a soul group. Sometimes I like to refer to it as a pod, perhaps because you are on the same pod, pod 454. Or as you perhaps like to call it, a soul group. You have traveled, experienced, created together many times. You are all traveling together to the same place of awakening to the light that you are. Awakening to the being that you are. And awakening to the allness from which you have come. You see yourself to be a separate point of light, but you know that when you are with one another and they smile at you, there is a certain rapport that you have with them, and there is a light which goes on. There is a light which you feel within. In truth, your whole life can be lived in the space of knowing that you are the light. The other person standing before you is a light, and you meet in a lightness of heart which does not have to be and will not be what the world tells you. Your news media is very good at painting the picture of separation. Separation from your source, separation from each other, separation from any kind of power that you might think or like to have for yourself. But in truth, you are that power. And that is why you are here. You would not be here if you did not have the power of the divine which allows you to express as a seemingly separate point of light. Seemingly separate. And yet, as I have said, when you meet another one and you are eye to eye with that one, and there is a smile on the face, you feel lighter, you feel accepted, you feel happy, and you know oneness. Your touchstone for judging anything which you experience is love. Does it feel loving? Does it feel light? Does it feel happy? If it does not, you can change it, and you will change it, because that is what this lifetime is all about change. It does not have to be a difficult change. The world will say to you, if you're going to change something, it's going to be really hard to do. You'd better have all your ducks in order. You better know what you're doing, and it's going to be a struggle. Everything in life is a struggle, the world says. But it does not have to be. You can sail through life on the wings of love. You have felt how easy, how high, how light it feels when you look into the eyes of that special one who loves you no matter what you say, no matter how you look, no matter which sock you put on first. They love you anyway. And you come to a place of self-acceptance, of knowing, well, there is someone else, at least one. Maybe if I'm lucky, there might be two who actually likes me. You get to the place where you begin to accept once again your role, your true reason for being. My reason for being 2,000 years ago was to bring the light and to be what has been called since then a wayshower. You are a wayshower. You are showing how to navigate through the changes of the awakening. Now, the how-to. The how-to resides within you. The truth resides within you, always has and always will. So the how-to secret is to go within. It is to shut out the world for a short bit. Then you can come back out and deal with the world if you want to. You have lived lifetimes when you have lived in a cave all by yourself because you have said, I don't want to have anything to do with the world. The world is painful. Too much vibration, too much going on. I'm going to live all by myself, and I'm going to pray and meditate the whole time. So you did. At least one lifetime, probably more than one. But then there came a nudging, a thought, an idea. Perhaps I can take my light out somewhere and I can blend it with someone else's light. Perhaps I'm meant to do more than just stay here and be contained within myself. So you went out, went to the village, went to the monastery to serve, and you are still serving. That is why you have come into this lifetime, truly to love, to serve, and to remember, yes, 3 very good words, clues. How to? You will perhaps want to have something that will transport the mind somewhere else to be quiet. Now, I'm not talking about something you ingest or something that you smoke, although you have done this in other lifetimes and or in this lifetime, and there's no judgment. Oftentimes, the smoking or eating or drinking has been part of a sacred ritual. However, now I am talking about something vibratory such as your music. There are tones of music which you can ride in the consciousness to place of peace. That is, in truth, one good method that often has been used. To become one with the tones of the music, to become one with the tones of your crystal bowls. That is why ones find healing with the crystal bowls and the toning. They allow the mind to be very much in tune with the vibration of the sound. And then the heart can speak. Then the healing can happen, and does, because the mind has been put to one side into the place of peace. You have known the technique of the candle, where you light a candle and you will sit and stare at the candle until there's a feeling of oneness with the light of the candle. That works very well because, again, you put the mind into a quiet space. You know yourself that often you sit down and you say, okay, now I'm going to be peaceful. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to find an answer to whatever it is going on. The mind says, oh, yes, you better try this, or did you remember to, or the mind gets very busy. You know how the mind can be. So the first step in the how-to is to quiet the mind. There's a technique of focusing upon the flower where, again, it is like using the candle flame. You stare at the color of the flower, the delicacy of the flower, one petal of a flower, and you become one with the flower. And the mind becomes a bit more quiet, more peaceful. You can go within at that point and find peace, because that is truly what you are seeking. You find you have the answers for the world, but truly what you are seeking is peace. It is the place of okayness, the place that says, yes, you have always been that which you are. You have always been the love and the light that you are. You may abide in the space perhaps for 1 second, perhaps for half an hour, perhaps for longer. Or many times throughout the day you can stop, take a deep breath, and know that this is your clue to come to peace. And then magic happens. Yes, there's magic, at least it feels like it. The magic happens because an idea will come to you, a feeling of appropriateness, a feeling of this might be a way to go. It's just an idea. You sit with it, and then you may get very busy doing other things, and it comes back to you. You are very busy doing other jobs, occupying your mind, and the idea comes back to you. If it does, pay attention. Go within. It does not have to be for a long time, although I guarantee that once you have reached a place of peace within, you're going to want to return to it quite often because it feels so good. It is a place which connects with the allness of creativity of you. You are creating what you are experiencing right now. You are creating what seems to be words of wisdom, I hope, coming through these vibratory rays. You are creating the message. You are inviting it. You are asking, I want to know the answer to something. But what I really want to know, what I really want to feel is how loved I am. And you are. You can run every which way, but you will never get away from the love that you are, and that is the good news. You try being very intellectual about things, and the mind loves that because the mind loves to play. So in the how-to, what you will do is go first to the place of peace within the heart. The space of peace, it has nothing to do. It does not have to do anything. Oh my goodness, the world doesn't say that, but you do not have to do anything, just abide in the space of peace. If something occurs to you, that is good. If nothing comes, do not say, oh, well, I failed again. I didn't get an idea. I didn't get my answer. Your answer is the peace which you feel when you are in that space. Then, if there is something you need to do, you will be told. But if you do not need to do anything, you can just sit and abide in the place which feels so good. When you are in the space of the heart, the space that the mind has taken a vacation from, that space of peace, I would suggest that the first idea you want to deal with is that you are in charge, because you are. And again, I know that is not what the world teaches you. The world says that there are many shoulds, many ways you have to be, but no, you are the one creating. You are in charge. So abide with the feeling of being in charge, even if it is only for a couple of seconds or perhaps longer, because it will grow longer. Know that you are in charge. You are not the victim. That is the voice of the world that says, maybe you're not good enough. You're the victim. You have to shape up. You have to do X, Y, Z. You should not be feeling what you're feeling. But I am feeling. So you go to the place of peace within and you abide with the idea. You abide with the feeling. I am in charge. I, capital I. I am the maker of my reality because you are. And I choose to be happy. I choose to go forth as light. I choose that I want to make this life something that when I decide to lay down the body and move on to another experience, I will say, that was a good life. I choose to make my life what I want it to be. You do, you can, and you will. You have what they call the tabula rasa, the blank slate to write on, and you make it the way you want to make it. That is what you have been doing anyway, except some of it did not feel as peaceful or as rewarding. But now you are beginning to see that you would not be here. You would not be having this experience if you were not powerful, if you were not creative, and you are creative. So if therefore you exist, and I assure you that you do exist, you are creating that which you are experiencing. And if you are experiencing that which may not be exactly happy or fulfilling, you can say, all right, I have finished certain chapters in my life. Now what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Not what should I do, but what do I want to do? What really makes my light turn on? And you start putting the mind to work with the idea of the heart to the place where when you get finished with this present chapter, you can look at it and say, well, you know, that was a good chapter. There was a lot I experienced. Oh my goodness, I experienced so much. It was like the fire hose coming at me. Yes, you know that feeling, but you know, I'm still here. I survived it. That allows you to begin to accept the idea that you are in charge, that you are powerful, that you are created because you are. You are the extension of the one creative mind, not as a mind being out there that has to be worshipped. That is an old thought. That is an old thought that you have already played with in many lifetimes. Please, Lord, I'll be good. Just give me whatever. Okay, turn that around and ask of yourself. Okay, Lord, lady, what do I want in this next day, this next week, this next decade? What do I want? An exercise I often give to ones who ask are, what should I be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? I suggest to them that they play with an idea of being 10 years, 20 years forward on. Take your age, what you think it is now, and go forward 10, 20, 30 years and look back at the being that you think you are now. What would you like to do with the intervening years when you get to be, just pick an age, 100? When you get to be 100 and you are looking back at you right now at this time, what do you see happening in the intervening years? Well, I see friends, I see golden coins, enough. I don't really want to get hooked on them, but enough that I can travel. I want to see places. I want to interact with brothers and sisters who are perhaps right now seemingly far away. I want to visit other places. I want to be of service. How would I like to be of service? Well, you know, I think it would be fun to do such and such. I've always wanted to work with small ones, the 4-footed small ones. I've always thought that if I could do enough with the golden coins that I could actually be free to have a whole place where I love each and every one of them. I think you have a word for it, rescue. Is that what it's called? Okay, I could do that. Or you might say, well, no, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather do something else. Maybe write a book, or I'd like to play a musical instrument, or, well, you know, that would take years to do. Well, what else do you have ahead of you except years? Start out with a small thing known as a piccolo, or maybe the longer one, whichever appeals to you. Allow yourself to play with. What makes my heart come alive? Where do I want to be? What do I want to be doing? What do I want to be interacting with? What kind of people? How do I want to be when I look back from the 100-year-old me, looking back to here? Well, hey, I could do, and then ideas come to you as to what you'd like to do. Then you get what you say. You have a term for it. You get turned on. Your light gets turned on, and you begin to say, well, I didn't think that was possible, but you know, and the mind gets working on it. How could this be? You play with ideas. What is important is the feeling which says, oh, I'd really love to do that. The feeling of come alive in it before the mind gets in there and says, oh no, you can't do that. The feeling of coming alive is whatever topic or whatever way of service that you really want to do. By the time you are 100, you look back and say, wow, I'm really glad I did that. Not as the world judges, but how you judge. How you feel, how you come alive. That is the how-to. Whatever technique works for you, the candle, the flower, the music, the deep breath, the place of peace. Come into the place of peace within, and then using the most wonderful gift you have given yourself, the imagination, which is sometimes defined as image action. Imagination. How does it feel? How do you feel in that space? Try it on for size. If it does not feel right, okay, try something else. Because you see every moment you are creating, every moment. Therefore, why not make it the best that it can be? The way that really makes you become expansive, where you come to the place you feel, I'm really alive. Hey, I really like this. Yesterday I felt like, woe's me. I don't think there's anything worth living for. You have felt that from time to time when you have been caught up in the possibilities, probability of the world. But then someone comes along, they look directly into your eyes, and the light comes on. And you feel, not think, but you feel at one. Then all power is given unto you. All power because you are that power. This is what you have prayed for. This message is what you have prayed for. This message of being one with each other. Being happy, be turned on as a light that you are. This is what you have prayed for. Enjoy it, and the idea in your heart are coming alive. You want to make of this life more than what it has been told you that you could do. You want to make of this life something that you come alive with, that you are feeling. Yes, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. This is me. The mind is to be the servant of the heart, not the other way around. Go first to the heart. Abide in the heart. And then let the mind be the servant of the heart. So be it. The next level. Now we will speak about where you are and where you are going. In one of our previous times, we spoke about the light. We spoke about how there is now in the world a seeming darkness, and how the world seems to be getting darker. How the events in which you have in the various political groupings seem to be so heavy and so dichotomized, separated, split apart in a warring atmosphere with each other, some being very much of the light, wanting to move forward in the light, and others wanting to hold the status quo and keep it where it has always been, or perhaps even to take it a bit backward and into past history. We spoke about how there seems to be a lot of darkness, and we spoke that truly the reason why it is looking dark is because there is more light shining upon it, showing up the dark corners, whereas before, when things were all of a gray color, the light was not as great as it is now, and you were not seeing such a contrast. So what is happening is all in perfect divine order, as you have decreed, to bring forth the light that you are, and to shine it into all the dark places seemingly outside of you and within as well, because there are places within you that are still holding fear, still holding the feeling of what if. That is why I often tell you that you are safe, because truly there is a small piece still within the psyche that says, there could be something that would hurt me, harm me, not only the body. Yes, the body seems to be vulnerable, but also even the spirit of me. I'm not quite sure. Now, I am again saying to you that truly you are safe, and you are bringing forth more and more light into this plane that has for a long, long time forgotten its origin, has forgotten the light from whence all creation has come. So that little piece of fear which resides deep within is coming up to be looked at, to be examined, to be felt, and to be understood that truly it is an old fear. It has come about as there was an attachment to the form, to the body, or whatever form that you are choosing to be, because again, as we have spoken many times, you have played with all different kinds of forms. You have been the whales, the dolphins, the birds. You have been everything that you can imagine and even more. You wanted to know, how would it feel to be the creation that I just made? So you spent what you would call now lifetimes being whatever you had created in order to experience all. Everything that you could create. Out of that has come the feeling of separation, separate from your source, separate from that energy which creates. And yet you are the extension of the one mind, the extension of the one creator. Not even as you would speak of being the child of Father, Mother, God, Goddess, all that is, but the extension. Not separate as you think of a child being separate from the parent, the one that gives birth. You are the extension, come here to once again create and experience. What is happening now is the most wonderful fulfillment of a decree that you made a long time ago, as you measure linear time. That said, I want to experience everything. I want to know the light. I want to know the darkness. I want to know the shadows. I want to know everything that I can create, and I want to call it good, as you have written it in your holy writings. The gods, which is you, created everything, or as your holy Biblos says, God, and called it good. And it is. It serves the divine purpose of the one Creator wanting to know, what can I create? So given the unlimitedness of you being the creative one, you have created everything. Everything from the place where you knew that you were totally loved and safe, to the place where you knew that you were not totally loved and safe, and everything in between. And that is your power, and that is what I want to speak about now. Moving to the next level of understanding your power, understanding that truly the light now is shining on all the dark corners, all the dark places, and showing them to be just that, darkness, which then dissipates when the light is shone upon it. So you go forward. You interact with the brothers and sisters. Sometimes it feels good, sometimes it feels questionable, sometimes it feels downright like you want to get out of that space. And that is okay, because what you are doing is neutralizing everything with your light, bringing it to the 0 point of no fear, the 0 point of healing, where you look upon the bodies and see them to be perfect. You look upon the occupations that you are doing, and you see that they are places of experiencing where you can bring more light into whatever you are doing or whoever you are interacting with. Sometimes when it seems like things are the darkest and you do not like anyone. I don't like anyone. No one likes me. And you are in a place which feels very unloved, unloving. Stop, take a deep breath and ask, how can I see this differently? You can and you will, because you are beginning to realize you are the power which creates everything you see and feel. If you like joy in your life, if you like cake and ice cream in your life, who says you cannot have it? Only that old little voice in the back of your head from other lifetimes, or perhaps earlier in this lifetime, that says, well, maybe it's not really for you. Other people can have it, but you can't. But where does that voice come from? It comes from you as you are creating. It is an old thought, and it is no longer true, and it never was true. So you are now at a very exciting place, because the door is opening. Not only opening, but it is full open, where you can come through it, where you can be who you truly are and be happy with yourself. You can be the joy in what you really want to do, because that is what you are putting together now. You are taking hold of your life. You are taking hold of possibilities, and you are saying, where do I want to be in 25 years from now? And how would that person 25 years older speak to me as I see myself now? What would that person say to me? It opens up all kinds of possibilities, even for ones who feel that they have lived the greater portion of life and there may not be too much left of it. There is always life. You knew in what seems to be a long time ago how to live the 300, 400, 500 years, linear years like you measure them now. No, there was no magic. It was just a figment of collapsing time, but you actually did live that long. Because you wanted to create some more, you wanted to know some more. And you knew it was possible because you were the one creating. So you kept having experiences until finally you said, well, let's trade all of this in and go somewhere else. Perhaps another planet somewhere. Perhaps another star system. Perhaps. And that perhaps is wide open. This is what you have done. So now you look at the age span and you say, well, ones are living longer now. And this is true. But you can live long enough as long as you want to. As long as you are having fun with it. If it's good and you are enjoying it, why trade it in? This is what you have known and what you have done. All power in heaven and earth is given unto you. Now, if you take that to heart, that is a good place to take it, to the heart, not the mind, because the mind is going to pick it apart. But take it to the heart, to the place of feeling. The place of power, which knows what really true you can do all this and more. This is what I said unto you as my disciples. All that I have done you may do, and even more. Some have actually understood that and lived as masters for a long, long time because they wanted to. All power is given unto you. The next level is realizing, making real in your awareness, your power, the power of the light which is dawning upon the consciousness, individually and collectively. There's more light now on this plane than there was 50 or even 10 years ago. Ones are becoming enlightened. More and more of your brothers and sisters are asking, why am I here? What is this all for? What is this about? There have been ripples upon the pond. There has been an enlightenment which is moving very quickly through the collective consciousness, coming to the place where it is showing up the dark places and coming to where the next level is knowing the light and coming alive in the light. That is where you have decreed you want to be, in light, alive, in joy, in the place that knows, I'm okay. I'm made of good stuff, and it doesn't matter what others might say. It does not matter. It does not touch you. You are in charge. So if you are looking to do something that seems really exciting, go for it. Sit with a pencil and paper and work out what the steps are and see what you need to be doing. Then go for it. Well, it's maybe a little too soon. I think there are other things that have to come out in place first. Well, so be it. But if you say, I think I've waited long enough, I think perhaps I can go forward with some of this, maybe it'll be a little bit strange, and I may have to put a few pieces together that seem a little different, then go for it. Go for that part. There is nothing that says you have to stay in the same rut. Nothing. In fact, everything points to the fact that whatever your heart desires, not the mind, but the heart, you can have. You just set about doing what pleases you, not in a way that is harmful to another one, but in a way that allows more light to come into the collective consciousness, more light into your life, more joy. There is no one, no great referee up in heaven somewhere saying, oh, well, he didn't do that right. She's got to have 16 more lifetimes to make it right. The only referee is you. If you allow the mind to point out all the difficulties, that is what you're going to be seeing. But if you say maybe at first, well, this is really what I'd like to do. I'm going to do it even if the golden coins are not there for me, and then you prove yourself to be indispensable, and the golden coins start to come in. You start to do what you appreciate doing, and as you do that, others may see your appreciation and the golden coins come. You will always, and take this to heart, because this is true, you will always be taken care of. You have my word on that. You will always be taken care of, wherever you are, always. Even if you seem to be in a place, as some of my brethren were, in a place that is called a dungeon, the prison where they were thrown into, a very small place, yet the spirit was free and did not stay in the dungeon. They knew themselves to be more than just the body, more than that was imprisoned, and they allowed the spirit of them to soar. You have their writing even in this day and time. So take heart. Know that truly you are moving to the next level. Know that truly the light is being ushered in at a great pace, not a slow one anymore. What you would see as you measure the linear time of 200, 300, 500 years ago, there was even then an awakening. But now there is what I'd call a full-bloom blossoming of light. You find writings, you find voices, you find the message coming from everywhere that speaks of hope, that speaks of light. More and more in every geopolitical grouping there are ones living in the light and letting their light shine. There is no place on Holy Mother Earth that you can go where you will not find someone of like mind. Hear that well. You may have to let your light shine a little bit to attract the ones of like mind, but it is true. Anywhere you will travel on Holy Mother Earth to this day, you will find ones of the light. That was not so true in earlier times. They were of the light but did not realize it because there was too much emphasis upon the body and keeping the body alive. The consciousness was narrowly focused. But now the blinders, the ones that had you looking in a certain direction, are being taken off so you can see much more of the light that is out there. You are doing that for yourself. You are speaking. You are allowing other ones to know that there is hope. You are doing it with a certain opening of the soul, allowing the soul to flourish. Take heart. You are living in a very wondrous time, and that is why you agreed to be here at this time. You have been here other times when there was a turning of the age, and that is what it is now. The next level is a turning back to the light, understanding the power of the light, and welcoming the dawn of the new age. So be it. Raising your HQ. Beloved one, as you are listening to this, there is an increase in the vibration of your light and your love on this plane. It goes out to all the ones who are searching for the light, all the ones who are hurting in their own perception of what could yet be missing, all the ones who are searching, and all the ones who are open to receiving. You have been on a path of service for quite a while, many lifetimes truly. Service to yourself and allowing the awareness of who and what you are to come to the forefront of your thinking, and service to the brothers and sisters who are not quite sure what they are looking for. Sometimes that they feel that they have found it, and they come to you and want to know, what have you found that makes life meaningful? And you have been able to share from your heart what you have lived, learned, and have ready to give to one another. Truly, you are a conduit for the infinite. Love of the Father, Mother, God, Goddess, all that is. Sometimes you are not aware of how much you have to share. Oftentimes in the sharing, that which was semi-hidden from your own view is now coming to the forefront. And when you share it with another one, it becomes vividly true for you. So it is a gift from the giver to the one receiving it, and back again. You are feeling a certain urge now to come alive, to come truly alive in your own being, in your own awareness, to come to the place where you know truly who and what you are. You are wanting to feel the goodness of life, and some of the pieces are coming together for you now, pieces that you have hoped for, you have prayed for, and you have waited for. You are searching for that tiny little piece of the jigsaw puzzle, which will make everything make sense, and you will find it. And that is the good news. It cannot be hidden from you. You will find it. It is foreordained that you will. Why? Because you are creating your reality. And if there is a desire for something, look to the root word of desire. Desire, of the Father. If it is a desire that you have, it comes from the Father, Mother, God, Goddess, all that is. You have to find your joy. I know that as you go through life, there are a lot of times when it seems to be hidden away somewhere, or it may just be beyond the fingertips and you cannot quite get a hold of it. But you are coming into a time now when you are going to know that you have had it all the time. Nowhere is it written that you have to suffer. That is only in the world, in the voice of the world, but that is not where you live, move, and have your being. You work in the world, yes, and you associate with the friends in the world, but you live, move, and have your being in the divinity of you, which is love, which is wholeness, and which is joy. So whenever you are feeling that you want to know more joy in life, allow yourself to get excited about something, even if you think it cannot happen, especially if you think it cannot happen. Get excited about something. What would you really like to do? And get excited because truly you have Father, Mother, God, Goddess, all that is, who is ready, willing, and able to give you that which you ask for. There is one caveat, which has to do with the world understanding of timing, as you know so well. There is a belief in process. There is a belief in linear timing. So that which has been generational teaching has taught you that you can put your intention out now, and maybe in 6 months, well, maybe if you're really lucky, it might be 3 months. But it has to be a process from beginning, middle to end. If you are still keeping that intention and still aware of it, and still working on it, it might come. But I share with you that you do not even have to do that much. You set your intention, and you get excited about it, and you put it in the vibration of creativity. The vibration that says, yes, I can have it. Yes, I can change everything that has seemed to be stuck, that has seemed to be just beyond my reach. I can change everything. And then it comes. No matter how many years you have lived in this lifetime, you do not have to wait. You do not have to earn it. It is already yours for the taking. For the reaching out and saying, yes, it is mine. But the secret to it, you may have guessed it already, is the excitement of knowing you can have it. Get into the energy. It is the energy of accepting it that makes it happen. You do not have to wait until you have it and say, oh, now I accept it. You accept it from the moment you set your intention, and it will be right there with you. Unless, of course, you still believe the generational teaching which says, well, everything you want has to be a struggle, and you have to wait a while, and you have to be worth it, etc. Generational teaching is old teaching, old thinking. That which you are looking to do and to have in 3 days from now, it is yours. Know it, feel it, accept it. In 3 days, 1, 2, 3, it'll be yours. 3 days, or perhaps sooner. Take it to heart and accept it. That which you have been waiting for, you can have. You can accept it right now. It is yours. Now, the second caveat, which is this. You have to be clear about what you want, because that which you are asking for is going to come to you. If you are sort of thinking, well, this and maybe that and whatever, you're going to feel like it has not really come because you have been all over the road with it. So you get completely clear about it, and it has to come to you. It has to be yours. Ask of yourself right now, what do I really desire? What do I really want? What means the most to me? What do I want to have, to see, to be, to do? Where? What would really make me excited? You know it can be, not only can be, it will be. It is foreordained. The only thing that you're waiting for is perhaps a bit of the process of putting it together, but it is foreordained. That is why the wish, the desire, has to come to you, and it will be yours. What I am saying to you is, as you are the extension of the one creative source, and you are, you can have, manifest anything that you desire. In truth, there is no limit to what you manifest. So allow yourself in your next quiet time, called meditation, to get clear about what you would like to have, what you would like to see, who you would like to be with, and where you want to go. If you want to manifest for yourself perhaps 2 weeks in a warm, sunny place, you can have that. And if you want to go hiking in the snow, you can have that. Set your intention. Put more vibratory energy into it. Come alive in the imagination, feeling the reality of the intention. You can be that which you want to be. Surround yourself with the energy of ones who are turned on, because that truly allows you then to take hold of your energy and to come alive. Raise the energy level of your HQ, your happiness quotient. Now you have had some ideas come to your mind. Let's take these ideas and see them come alive. Let's do what is called the meditation. Take, first of all, the deep breath, which allows all of the cells of the body to come alive. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the rhythm of the deep breath. Allow yourself to see in the mind's eye a meadow, a most wonderful grassy meadow where there are little yellow flowers and white flowers, purple flowers, each one in its own radiance. Look to the horizon and see how the tall grass grows, waving in the wind. You are on a path, and as you go along the path to the hill, you walk easily up to the top of the hill, and from there you can see the valley below. It was an easy climb, and now you see the grass and the trees below. Are there any birds? Are there any four-footed ones looking up to you? Now look to the heavens. Is there a cloud off in the distance? Call the cloud to you. Know that it is coming because you have called it. Allow yourself to be on the cloud, looking down at the grassy knoll, looking down at the meadow, looking down at the flowers. Allow yourself to drink in the whole vista below. Know that truly you are the creator of all that you see. You are painting for yourself a most wonderful scene, and it is coming alive. You see the wind as it blows through the trees. You see the wind as it makes ripples in the grass. You see the birds in their flight. From your vantage point on the cloud, you behold everything that you have made. Then allow yourself to look up. There is now a vantage point above you where you are now looking down on the cloud that you are sitting on. You are now one with the sky, being supported by the vibration of the sky. As you are sitting there beholding everything that you have created, think in your mind, what is your dearest wish? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Where do you want to see? And how does it feel? Fly to that which you are wanting. Allow yourself the energy of moving effortlessly to that which you desire. Feel yourself to be in the embrace of that which you desire. Everywhere you go, everything opens to you. So what do you want to see? What do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? What are you doing? Are you doing it on your own or with others? And how does it appear to you? How does it feel? How does it feel to know that you create your reality moment by moment? How does it feel to be truly alive? How does it feel to be truly creative? Does it feel as the music? Can you hear the music in your head, in your ears, in your whole body? Can you feel the rhythm of life? Can you feel the rhythm of song? Are you the music of life? Are you alive in that music? Do you come to a realization of the allness of you, the wholeness of you, the vibration of you with and without form? Allow yourself to be with your true desire. So, how does it look? How does it feel? Feel yourself to be vibrantly alive. Know that truly you are energizing the energy that you are, coming alive to that energy. Know that truly you are creating and being aware that you are creating. Take hold of your desire and make it manifest. Allow it to play out in front of you. You can have it. It is yours. You can have it. It is yours. And when you are ready, allow yourself to be seated on the cloud once again. looking down at the meadow, looking down at the grassy knoll. Remember the feeling of the desire. Know that truly you hold it within your capacity to make it manifest. Now find yourself standing on a grassy knoll looking down on the meadow. Feel yourself walking through the tall grass in the meadow. Stretch out the arms in your mind's eye and behold everything that you have created. Hold within the heart the energy of what you have experienced. And when you are ready, allow your awareness to come back to where you are sitting. And you have now just raised your HQ, your happiness quotient. So be it. The power of the interdimensional self. I desire now to move into what you will call another stage of sharing with you, because you are ready for it. You have asked of me, please, can we have a bit more meat to chew on? So yes, you have already had the appetizer, you have already had the salad, you are now coming into the main course, into what you truly asked and wanted to know. So in this message, we are going to do an exercise which will take you to a new level of feeling, a new level of visioning, a new level of knowing who you are and the energy of the empowerment of that new understanding. You have had visions of what you want to do, to be, to accomplish, and you are asking, how do I get to that place? How can I move from right here that I understand and that I feel comfortable with to a place where it'll be more expansive and more into manifestation of the visioning that I've had? We will do a meditation now which will open up doors and windows for you to know more of your true self. Allow the body to be comfortable, however it wants to be, and I would suggest that you soften the eyes. Then allow yourself the easy breath. Feel with every inhale that you are going deeper. Feel with every exhale you are getting rid of the external distraction. Allow yourself to feel at peace. Visualize, if you will, a hill, a grassy knoll, and feel yourself to be on top of that hill, looking down at your surrounding, whatever may be around. Are there trees, flowers? Is there water? Are there birds? Are there other animals, bunny rabbits? Just observe and watch. See what comes to you. You are standing on top of a grassy knoll, looking down the hill, past the trees, out into the water. Look to the sky. What color is it? Is there a cloud or two? What form is the cloud? Is it moving? What do you see in the mind's eye that is peaceful? The summer breeze, perhaps. The trees swaying in the wind. The grass moving. Perhaps it is tall grass, perhaps it is short grass. Visualize. How does it feel? Then take yourself from the top of the grassy knoll up to the sky, to that cloud that is up there. Do not worry about anything that is down below. Feel yourself to be on the cloud, floating easily, again looking down at the grassy knoll, but feeling yourself untethered. Feel yourself to be free, to feel, to soar, to be, just to be. And then, as you feel comfortable being in the cloud, feel yourself rise above the cloud even farther, so that you are looking down at the cloud. Know yourself to be the cloud, and yet you are above it looking down at it. And know truly it is supported as you sat upon it, but now you are above it looking down at it. The human being of you, the physical body of you, rises up even higher to the place where there is just a knowing of the being that you are, a place that is above any dimension, any reality. You can see realities of past lives, realities of future lives. Play with that for a moment. Who have you been? Where have you been? How has it been, and how will it be? Allow yourself to envision how you will be in what you call the next lifetime. Will you be the human, or will you be a bird? Will you be fishing, swimming in the vast ocean, knowing yourself to be free, supported by the water, supported always by the divinity of you? Will you be the great panther? Will you perhaps entertain the thought of being the ostrich, or perhaps the monkey, a giraffe, anything you can imagine? You can be human, and you can be any other form that you want to be. You are between dimensions, not having to be in a location of one dimension or one reality, but you are observing. You are watching any dimension that you want to watch. Know that truly your energy is in any dimension that you want to create, any form that you want to create, any being, because you are the creative extension of the one creator. And right now you are having an experience of not being tied to any dimension or any reality. You are allowing yourself to float, to be free, to play in the imagination with whomever and whatever you want to be. Visions will come to you and pass by. You do not have to linger on one, or you may if you want to. Allow them to come. Know what you have been. Know what you will be. Just watch. See how it all passes before and within you, because truly every reality that you create comes from within. Know that you can create any reality that you want to when you access the place of the interdimensional self, and you are not with a focus upon any dimension, not being tied into a certain box of a dimension, but you are floating, you are free, it is easy, and you are entertaining different ideas of form and of ways of being. You are even farther out than the outer space that you have talked about, and yet you are the inner space which is creating and beholding. Allow yourself to envision the different forms of being, and know that truly none of these forms encompass all of you, because you are much more than any form. But just watch the forms as they come and pass by. Some of the forms will appeal to you more than others, and you may linger with the forms which are attractive to you. Perhaps, as we have said, it would be that giant bird, the eagle that you know. Perhaps it would be the tiny wren or a cardinal, the bright male cardinal. Perhaps again you will be the great whale. Perhaps you will be the lion or the lioness. Perhaps you will be the king or the queen, or perhaps the kitchen maid. It truly does not matter, because each and every one is divine. So you sit between dimensions, and you look at what the world has been, and you see pockets of joy. You see families that are happy with each other. You see other families where there is sorrow, where ones are not agreeing with each other, where ones do not want to be in each other's company. You know that feeling. But you also know the joy of love and being happy to be accepted. You look upon your world, and you see the areas where brother is speaking against brother, perhaps even taking up arms to do away with the form. The energy of being can never be taken away, but one can be asked to release the form, and sometimes that is happening. Sometimes there are areas of sickness where the body is diseased, not at ease, not knowing its wholeness. Allow yourself to see those areas that perhaps are not at peace, and to send your knowing of peace to an area on only Holy Mother Earth or any other celestial body where there is life. Know that you are powerful. You are the Christ. You are the light of divinity. You are the power of wholeness. You are the power of oneness, and you are one with everything that you see. That is why when you envision certain areas, you feel the energy of that area and what is going on there. You know that you are creative, and you are creating every reality, every dimension that you behold. You send your energy of peace into every dimension, because you desire to know wholeness, and you desire to know oneness and wholeness. You are very powerful. You have yet to understand your power, and yet as you are between dimensions, between realities, the lowercase r, you can look upon every happening, every energy form, and you can bless it with the energy of peace. Know that truly every time you focus upon energy in form and outside of form, you are sending the divinity, the divine energy of you to it. And that is how powerful your focus is. As you will feel yourself and know yourself to be one with whatever you are beholding, it has to change as your idea and your acceptance changes. It has to change, for you are the energy which reaches out and touches it. Allow yourself now to come back to the cloud, sitting upon the cloud and looking down at the grassy knoll. Now there are birds, there's a squirrel, now there's a fox, forms that have come out of the woods to feel your energy. And now you are on the grassy knoll, watching the butterfly which has landed on your hand. You let it go, knowing that truly your energy goes with it. You walk down through the tall grass, feeling it waving and brushing against your legs and your feet until you come to the bottom of the grassy knoll. Now you focus your eyes, feeling yourself back into your room. Beloved one, I have a bit of homework to give to you. On the morrow, take out a piece of paper, any size, any color, lined or not lined. I always get these questions. Well, Jeshua, what size should the paper be? What color should it be? What kind of pen should I write with? Does it need lines? No, anything you choose to write on. I want you to pick a topic of something that you know is happening in the world. There are areas where there is conflict going on. There are areas where there is disease going on, even close to home. There are ones who are not at peace. I want you to focus upon what seems not to be holy from the vantage point of the interdimensional self that is up the grassy knoll, onto the cloud, into the space between dimensions, and to look at what is happening. Get yourself right into the space of seeing what is happening. Then remember where you are, looking at it. In other words, you are not right down in it. Get into it first so that you know what you are working with, and then take yourself up as high as you can outside of this dimension, looking down at the world or at the family or at the co-workers or anything that you choose that you want to put your energy into, the energy of wholeness. And I want you to bless whatever you have chosen as your certain topic. If it is yourself, and this is okay, you can choose yourself to be the object of the focus. Allow yourself the new visioning from a different space, a different perspective, and get yourself into the space of meditation. If you are into a space where you say, well, I can't do anything. You know, Jeshua, this problem is too big. I can't do anything with it. Well, yes, you can. This is what I want you to experience. I want you to get at least a glimmer of a new perspective and how you can bless any situation that you choose. And as I have said, you can choose yourself, or you can choose something that seems to be miles and miles away on the other side of the holy Mother Earth. Any type of conflict that is going on, and send your holy vibration from a new perspective. I will share with you a secret which is not a secret. As you will be looking at whatever seems to be wrong and needing help, you may get an insight, an inner sight which says, something is being completed here. Something is in divine order that I hadn't seen, and the news media has not seen. There may be something happening here which is bigger than what appears to be. It may be holier than what it appears to be. Even if you choose yourself and you have something going on in the body that you're not comfortable with, allow yourself in the meditative state to feel a new perspective. The body is going to serve you for as long as the soul is determined that you want to be and have said you will be here to serve. So pick a topic, get your pen and paper, write whatever you think is going on. Then allow yourself the deep breath and the time of quietness, and take yourself to the grassy knoll. Take yourself to the top of the grassy knoll. Take yourself to the cloud. Take yourself above the cloud. Take yourself out of the dimension and behold your subject, and sit with it for at least 5 minutes of the clock, maybe longer. Then come back to focus and write what you have seen from the new perspective. This is a powerful technique which can be used with any situation, person, or group of persons. It allows you to move out of limited dimensional thinking into the interdimensional self and its broader, truer vision. Return often to the space above the cloud, free in the non-dimension. Abide often as the interdimensional self, and I will join you there. So be it.